Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Chiron and Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. We've actually lost 5 years. I played through all the way to 2190, and then it turned out I didn't have the recording on the whole damn time. So this was the earliest save I could get hold of that would still made sense. I think we might have expanded a couple of colony sites. We'll just do the quick state of affairs. So, currently working on something, some sort of exploration technology, not quite sure what. We are doing very well in terms of money, not much in the way of expenses. Fair enough industries. We are now working on the weather paradigm. A lot of other people are working on it too. The Gaians are working on the Human Genome Project, probably quite close. Weather paradigm is more critical, but we can't really finish it until we get industrial automation. Now, satellites, we have 17 active formers, 13 scout patrols, and 2 colony pods. Additionally, and this is me playing with a little bit of foreknowledge, I'm afraid, I think we certainly might want to, yeah, Morgan Ridge, for instance, is solidly able to advance. So, first things first, we're going to put a command center here. We're going to make, I think we need the workshop for this actually. Workshop's great. We can create new troops from the tools available to us. Plasma skirmisher, bit much. No, we're going to produce the scout rover. Put grass pods on it. We could put a laser on it, make a recon, make a nicer recon rover. But we're not facing any other factions right now. We don't need high-tech weaponry. We just need disciplined soldiers. So scout rover is cheap. It's easy to produce. We can make it in Morgan Ridge in 5 turns, faster if we buy, which of course we will. And when we get a command centre running, it will have a +2 morale bonus, which is terribly nice. Right, so what are we doing? We're clearing colony site A. Oh yep, we've found the uranium fields, which is fantastic. So, clear. Yeah, just get right up there and help them out. This guy's clearing. What are we doing? We'll probably... Okay, road.
Terraform complete.
Move that guy there for next turn. Yep, we're building lots of farms and mines. Okay, so that mine is built. 7 minerals. You can see why I bothered to put the command centre there. That's going to be done in probably 3 turns when I buy it. Not much in the way of production, but that's fine. I can't remember... Have we? Yes. I can't remember if it was last turn or during the missing turns. We successfully researched. I think ecological engineering. I can't remember. It's the technology that gives us the ability to produce more nutrients, which we're going to do now, so that Morgan Ridge can actually expand. So, right, we can't move out of territory. That's otherwise we'll produce. Oh dear.
Production complete.
Oh, lovely. Well done, Morgan distribution. Okay, what do we need? We need a network node there, frankly.
Production complete.
And there's a critter hiding there, which we're definitely going to want to deal with. Find it, we'll kill it.
Terraform complete.
Colony site E, why not? Morgan metagenics. Can't remember if we're over the efficiency limit yet. Should be quite interesting to find out.
Confirmation.
Standard rules. Scout patrol, colony pod. Recycling tank. Until we get industrial automation, it's absolutely still worth just continuing to expand colonies. That will change as soon as we do. For the meantime, should be alright.
Improvement already
Well played.
exists.
Okay, so this fella. Oh, we can still expand.
Indigenous life forms.
Oh dear. This is probably going to kill him, but we'll try it. Yeah, they've got an advantage, I think, from being on farms. Oh. Well. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
The prevalence of anoxic environments, rich in organic material, combined with the presence of nitrated compounds, has led to an astonishing variety of underground organisms, which live in the absence of oxygen and breathe nitrate. Likewise, the scarcity of carbon in the environment has forced plants to economize on its use. Thus, all our efforts to return carbon to the biosphere will encourage the native life to proliferate. Conversely, the huge quantities of nitrate in the soil will be heaven to human farmers. Lady Deirdre Sky, The Early Years.
Life forms have always shown remarkable skill at innovation and ingenuity in the face of environmental hurdles. Expansion on a new planet highlights these traits once again in the form of ecological engineering. Based on the discoveries of Centauri ecology and gene splicing, this research leads to new ways of thriving within the existing ecosystem rather than competing with it. Lifts mineral restrictions, allows us to plant fungus, create condensers, echelon mirrors, boreholes, and rivers by drilling to the aquifer. Very nice.
Production complete.
I think, okay, about 7 years, we have a chance of making it through this. Well, here goes nothing, I suppose. No. Won't forget anything else. This fella. Yeah, that'll complete. Don't worry.
Terraform complete.
Node. Observation, observation, observation. Basically, we want all the observation posts we can, really. Oh, hey. What was that? Monolith. Nice. Continue to expand. Very worried about that up there. Alright, now pause, do a run through, complete any ones that are near to completion.
Request confirmation.
For instance, let's get GRAVITONICS 3 now.
Request confirmation.
Complete.
Request confirmation.
No. Need that to grow first.
Request
Organ
confirmation.
transport. Complete. Colony pod.
Request confirmation. Request confirmation.
And I think that's it. Okay, we're now set for a large-scale expansion. Actually, to be honest, this area might not necessarily be best for forest. We may end up using it as a farm area, given how nice and expansive it is. Oh dear. Let's move that guy up there. Feeling we're going to need it. Okay, colony pod. Where would be best? Well, Morgan distribution for one can use a new probe team, but sorry, scout patrol probe teams are completely different. Can also use a network node. Okay, where is best? Up there. Probably there.
Production complete.
Superior training and superior weaponry have, when taken together, a geometric effect on overall military strength. Well-trained, well-equipped troops can stand up to many more times their lesser brethren than linear arithmetic would seem to indicate. Spartan Battle Manual.
Command centres. Very useful. Any scout rovers we produce are pretty much going to start out disciplined.
Insufficient energy.
Yeah, it's not even worth speeding that production, we might as well just wait 2 turns and
Production
go.
complete.
Not to mention we can't afford it anyway. Okay, just wait there.
Terraform complete.
Solar, 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 solar. Colony pod. That can go over there.
Nutrient resources.
Lovely. You know what, I feel maybe this area probably could do with a certain amount of... I was just going to change this whole area, change this whole area up, make it into forestry. But given everything else that's happening here, I could do a reasonable job just I don't know. Truly I do not. Alright, well here at least we can start, but now that I think about it, perhaps it would be best if we, well, let's spread out, get some thread stuff. That at least doesn't require much of the way of thinking of it. Well, let's get colony pod over there, and this fellow, it's time to play the game. Everybody play the game. That didn't work out. That was a terrible plan. A completely terrible plan. Okay, we're going to move that guy in for defensive purposes, but this isn't great. To put it lightly,
Nutrient resources.
Nutrient resources, lovely. Completely useless to us where they are there, but okay. Right, we're starting to get deficiency problems now. Morgan, GRAVITONICS. Well, it's near the uranium flat, so yeah, sure, makes sense. Okay, I think we've now reached the point where it's more advantageous to us not to screw around with things. Not to produce more cities, which is problematic. I know. Okay, formers first.
Request confirmation.
Yeah. Let's start on thick expansion, at least until we can get things a little bit more stabilised. Formers, scout patrol, recycling tanks. Sweet, he's angry. Morgan, hard one, started to feel this. So, oh, you can set the governor. That's nice. Not all what I want, but you can. Metal sentinels. It's kind of a waste. Pop that into rec commons.
Request confirmation.
Hurry production. I'll at least neutralise the effects. And the rest of it can wait. Okay, so I think it's time to stop colony pod production. Just jump ahead to recycling tanks. Delete. What is most useful to us? Growth, efficiency, morale. Modes. For now, work and grow. So yes. Cease colonization. Well, cease further colonization, I'd say. More than this we can probably survive. Nevertheless, it is going to quickly become time. Right, okay, so there's a few things we can cheat with. Just skip straight to recycling tanks.
Request confirmation.
Finish this, because why wait around, you know? Valley doesn't have the production to create that anyway, so why bother? Skip ahead. Skip ahead. Delete. Fine.
Request
Probably hurry that along,
confirmation.
actually. Andy, how much economy are you producing? That would be an extra 4 a turn? 3, I think, because energy banks actually to produce energy. Still, that's... We can wait another turn on that, I think. Save money. Cycling tanks, network node, colony pod. No. It's few enough. Yes, we'll lose some minerals, that's fine.
Request confirmation.
Better to hurry through on that. Former schedule, cycling tanks, and I think we're back to the start. Okay. Okay, we've ceased further expansion for the moment. Still going there, someone's still going there. And we're still going to have someone up in the uranium flat. Anything further, probably crater, uranium flats, further crater. Fine. I think this is all going to go back a little bit tits up for us though, soon. If you pardon the expression. Flat and ready, fantastic, farm. This... I don't know. Do I want to keep expanding? I'll pay the price if I do. Right now I can't afford that. This might... Okay, we've hit our first expansion barrier. I think... I don't know. Right. I'll move the Skype there. We'll put them on sleep mode for now.
Indigenous life force.
Away! This fellow at least we can expand. That's worth expanding to. Oh, forest expansion. Oh! Walking alone through the corridors of Morgan Industries, you skim the security reports on the recent attacks by the horrific native mindworms. Giant swarms, or boils, of these mottled 10-centimetre nightmares have wriggled out of the fungal beds of late, and now threaten to overwhelm base perimeters in several sectors. Victims are paralysed with psi-induced terror, and then experience an unimaginably excruciating death as the worms burrow into the brain to implant their ravenous larvae. Only the most disciplined security squads can overcome their fear long enough to trigger the flame guns which can keep the worms at bay. Clearly, you will have to tend carefully to the morale of the troops. Furthermore, since terror and surprise increase human casualties dramatically in these encounters, it will be important to strike first when mindworm boils are detected. You consider ordering some former detachments to construct sensors near vulnerable bases to aid in such detection efforts.
Production complete.
Okay, what's your primary production here? Economy. Do we need more money? Do you need more networks? Money on networks, money on networks.
Production complete.
Excellent. Recycling tanks.
Production complete.
Is there a... Am I imagining it? Or is there an alien artifact hanging around? That might have been... That might have occurred in the past, or in the alternate history that never happened. Never mind. Nothing I can do about that. Okay, so we do have that going right. So the plan with the uranium flats here then is we're going to want to convert this into a large-scale energy production facility and then just drain it for everything we can. There are some fine techniques for doing that, which we'll be employing. Might as well start creating that. We can rest for a moment. Oh, and that fella can go out to Morgan Valley. Still there. Solar effects. Yeah, this is one of the few ones that's continuing, isn't it? Right. It's going expanding to there. I don't know. I don't know. Far end of the uranium flats. That's what it's going to have to be. We're doing building forest though. Okay. This area, meanwhile, I think I actually do feel it's good about the plan to expand it. This is going to be interesting. Do I want to risk that? No, I don't.
Terraform complete.
Isn't that a lovely area? Wouldn't you want to just spend ages building? Oh, for crying out loud.
Request confirmation.
Build the damn thing, would you? Right. Where next? Next, we'll build some roads. Hello. I'm just going to run away from you, old chap. I think I can wait. On land, attackers do have the advantage.
Combat report. Production complete.
But I happen to know that we had a hardened scout anyway. So, we can do that. Wasn't that nice? The formers can head on. Roads.
Terraform complete.
So this guy is probably going to build there, I would imagine. Right, we're going to want to put down a sensor array. And this fellow, since he's here, can do a spot of it, little spot of exploration, actually. Right, that'll grow in 5 turns, and then these will be ready every 3. Not a problem. Okay. Yep, just build roads at this point. Get ready for. I think probably get ready now. Sooner we can start, the better than that. No need to faff about. Okay. How are we doing? 4 years. 4 years. We're definitely going to want to put up our psych allocation. So if we do that by... No, I'm going to have to drop that. Okay. So 2 years if I do that. 9, 10. If I do this... 5 years. No, not worth it. Not worth it. What about this? So I've dropped. It should increase some of our site usage across the board. It might help a little bit. The goal is to drop out some of the unrest we're going to face. I don't think that made a damn bit of difference. In which case, let's reset that. We might as well get the income we need. Okay, with democracy help. More income, but let's stop our expansion. And we still need to expand a bit just yet. Now this is going to halt soon, but we have a couple more that we're going to put down before we go into full-scale thick expansion.
Production complete.
Okay. Nearly home free now. Clear this.
Terraform complete. Mod recovered.
Good lord. What was malfunction and unleashed an earthquake? Well, that changed a couple of things, didn't it? Still, again, this is a case of
Unit lacks required ability.
expand away. Okay, the uranium flats are maybe not so flat, but they are at least still there.
Nutrient resources.
Nutrient resources from the pod. Right, just continue spreading. This fella can hold. I think it's time that we start working on the real job down here. Okay. Oh, let's pop one of these down actually. Okay. Wait. Do we have a fellow there who can do a... No, we don't. Okay. guy? I think it's next turn we get 3 years. Okay, we can still make this. Oh boy. Not great for that fella.
Request confirmation.
Tanks, scout patrol. That's not going to be a thing, but if we pop down a rec commons, that will help life. There. Okay. More metagenics. Sorry, old chap. Time for you to move along. Gravitonics. He's going to solar effects, which means he's up this way. Right. Okay, it's 2187. We're 7 turns in. We can do this. We can absolutely do this. Best location to start, probably over there. This is not useful. It's a nice solar area, but it's not exactly desirable, so
Terraform
probably go with
complete.
that. Okay. This guy can go there. This doesn't really make a massive difference right now. Once we unlock solars, it will, but just farm that for the moment. This fellow, solar. This chap's on exploration duty. That chap could actually do with the... Yep. Okay, let's start then. I think it's N or Shift N. We're going to build a condenser. Yep, N. Condensers are pretty cool. They increase the surrounding rainfall. They really fuck with the ecology, but it's great if you want to just take an area and make it into a farm. Now don't get me wrong, the rain has to come from somewhere, so we're all, it does bugger up the surrounding areas. Pharmaceuticals. I'm going to say Morgan Farms, considering what we're planning. Yep. Okay, somewhere else is going to start suffering morale problems. That's not great, but it's going to happen.
Request confirmation.
Forwards. Scout patrol straight into recycling tanks. Okay. Where? Who's going to start then? So Morgan Valley. That's the first one. What's Morgan Valley working on? Very little. Oh, it can hold for the moment then. Some of these are not great. They will just sort of wait. Why are you on... Go away, Governor. You are undesirable. And you know what we like to do with undesirables. Okay. Observation post. Morgan Crater, thank you. And again, this is all the fun parts.
Request confirmation.
I'm just going to start with that, actually. Performers, recycling tanks. Now, who's gone next? Next, it's Morgan Solar Effects. At this stage, every expansion is a penalty. Every advantage costs. This is not good. This is not good at all. Well, that's about to park somewhere. So we are on the advantage. Is it this fellow? That's Morgan Coast. Morgan Solar Effects is going to have to get some advantages in then. Right. Searching, keep searching. Keep on exploring away.
Enemy project initiated.
Oh, shit. Forgot about that guy.
Resource shortfall.
Well, alright then.
Production complete.
That has at least partially taken care of our problem, so to speak. So, you know, count your lucky stars and all that.
Terraform complete.
Not great. Not great at all. Quite a complete waste of resources. And we've got to deal with all of this. Well, hurry that
Request
along.
confirmation.
We need all the advantages we can get. Okay. Yeah, so this can come out and help out there. Soon enough, we'll have our advantage. Do I even want to build that? You know, it's something I'm bound to regret. Right, Morgan Trade Centre it is. Okay, Morgan Trade Centre. Trade Centre starts with the
Request
penalty on this one.
confirmation.
Great. I can negate that. The rest is the hard part.
Indigenous life form.
Balls.
In the borehole pressure mines 100 kilometers beneath planet's surface, at the Mohorovičić discontinuity where crust gives way to mantle, temperatures often reach levels well in excess of 1,000 degrees Celsius. Exploitation of planet's resources under such brutal conditions has required quantum advances in robotic and teleoperational technology. Morgan Industries Limited Annual Report.
Yes! The creation of planetary networks and widespread adoption of industrial economics led to rapid industrialization of the virgin planet. Lacking the traditional masses of Earth's working class, leaders must now develop complete industrial automation for production and assembly, building modest factories where all repetitive non-skilled jobs, from janitor to VP of sales, are handled by sophisticated robotics. This has a few good advantages. While commerce has increased, that'll be good when we actually meet some other factions. Unlocks the wealth, social engineering, increases economy, industry, stabs our morale in the gut. See the decadence and moral decay. Unlocks the HAD complex, allows us to grow to size, 11, I think. The planetary transit system, so useful for us, but very expensive. But most importantly, the supply crawler. The use of the supply crawler will become apparent soon enough. I don't know yet.
Production complete.
That's right. Right, that guy is nearly done. Okay, we don't need to worry about it.
Terraform complete.
We're going to move this guy just back here anyway, just in case. Aha! As you may be able to see when I request the stuff, it's solidly increased the rainfall in that area. That's only going to improve. I think we can build a farm under that as well, but we're not done by any means. Let's get that out of the way. Now, here's where everything changes.
Insufficient energy.
Obviously, we can't afford the weather paradigm just yet. Why is Morgan Betagenics? Honestly, starting a supply crawler, old chap. No need to worry about that. And this is part of the reason why I changed everything around. We're going to buy a lot of supply crawlers
confirmation.
now. Yes. Good Ridge. Ridge can definitely work on those. Robotics.
Insufficient energy.
You know what? I'm going to lose some. Yeah, I'm going to lose some minerals, but
Request confirmation.
still important. So important. Trade center, no, transport. Again. Yep, retool supply crawler. I lose minerals, it loses me
Request
time.
confirmation.
I can afford it for this. It is so important. It's one of the most important things we can do right now. Yep, retool supply crawler. Bank. That actually has enough that it's worthwhile saving it. That one, we're still going to retool.
Insufficient energy.
Can't afford it. But we're in the right area now. node. Again, we'll just buy it when we get there.
Insufficient
But for
energy.
now, produce. This is, given how much
Insufficient energy.
turn advantage I appear to be wasting, this should be a good indication of how important these fellas are. Okay. Now, almost as important as formers. More so, almost more so if you're Morgan, actually. So, one does not wish to cock around with them, so to speak. Okay, sky hold. Sky continue exploring. That fella's actually should go back to Morgan processing at some point, but never mind for now. Don't think we've raised any restrictions on the other one, so never mind. It's not actually worth building the energy things we were planning to yet, for the simple fact that we don't have the ability to really take advantage of it all. That fellow at least can build. And might as well do him up there actually. Perihelion. For the next 20 years, native life activity will increase dramatically. Balls.
Maximum population reached.
Those guys just grew. You might have noticed that. They physically just increased in size. Let's suppose we... Okay, a couple of supply crawlers are already in place. How are we doing? 46 a turn. Believers are outpacing us, of course they are. Miriam's doing best. We have the most territory, the most tech. We are by no means the richest, most populous, or most militarily prepared. Right. Let's do everything we can to expand then. Okay, so supply crawler. There's a few things you can do with supply crawlers. One of them is
Terraform complete.
over there. Grow.
Nutrient resources.
Oh, lovely. Nutrients. Morgan aerodynamics. I think this is the last of my colony pods. Ah, what fortune it starts with that.
Insufficient energy.
Maybe partial pain. Old chap. It will at least get done. Formers. Two supply crawlers, actually. Okay, so farmed. We can do better though. So, next one, start nutrients again. As you can see, condensers increase rainfall. Rainfall is essential to farming. What's the disadvantage? Well, the disadvantage, as it turns out, is heavy pollution, which is not great. We will pay for it brutally in the fullness of time.
Insufficient energy.
Good God, we can't actually finish that, can we? So I suppose we have a fellow here. We've got a supply crawler, that's not too useful. No, looks like this is a... I think that one might be screwed. Let's get this fellow over here. We can do more good. Okay, again. It'll take 4 turns to get there. That's a while. We have no energy. Not great. Rocky and Rocky as well. Fantastic.
Drone riots.
Right, sod it all. Okay, on robotics, one of you can just hold for now.
Production complete.
Oh, thank you, Morgan. Hold on. Supply crawlers then, thank you.
Drone riot.
Thought that might happen. Just a hint, you know.
Insufficient energy.
Can't afford that. Well, it's going to be quite interesting for us.
Terraform complete.
See? Rainy. Makes a big difference. Okay, so supply crawlers arrived at Morgan Industries. We can assign it directly to our secret project, which is reducing a lot of time.
Insufficient energy.
We still can't afford it. If we can get that said, if we can get there in time with our remaining supply crawlers, we stand half a chance. Oh, come on, I could have bought that.
Request confirmation.
No, I couldn't, I was out of money. Still though,
Insufficient energy.
2 turns, fine. One?
Insufficient energy.
No, next turn then.
Request confirmation.
Yes, spend you that money. Will be done next turn. It's not done.
Insufficient energy.
No, I can't produce any of the damn things. Well, we're nearly there. Our supply crawlers are on their way. Life is looking positive. Less so for Morgan Trade Centre, of course, which is presently
Request confirmation.
buggered. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, we finally are making some progress on the road situation there. Some bridges. Yep, there goes Morgan Trade Centre.
Production complete.
Why do we not even have someone in there? Go back to Morgan. Oh, you there? Right, well, bloody well attack.
Perhaps a careful review of your options is in order.
Fine, await preparations. Hold.
Terraform complete.
Oh, this is not great. Okay, so we've lost Morgan Trade Centre. Of course we've lost Morgan Trade Centre. Well, at least the mine worms are gone, even if thousands of people just died horribly. They're going to their eyes chewed out. This is a bad day for us, you know? Like us. 2192 will not be remembered with fondness by the shareholders of Morgan Industries. Imagine making that business report. But in better news, we've successfully managed to improve the yields in of Morgan's farms. Like, we don't fucking care about the yields of Morgan farms. Thousands of people just die. Speaking of which, let's advance some supply crawlers, eh? It's done next turn. Next turn.
Request confirmation.
Turns make it so. That one.
Insufficient energy. Insufficient energy.
Fantastic. Get that one done for next turn. So, with a paradigm, make it so. With a paradigm, make it so. Bit much to hope, is that? Right. Just keep on expanding for now.
Nutrient resources.
Oh, lovely. I suppose. Oh, come on!
Production complete.
Oh, we lost our command centre. Not great, you know. Not frigging great.
Request confirmation.
The good news is we can complete it quickly, but. Make it so. 14 more minerals required. Right, frigging wait up, eh?
Request confirmation.
Let's just finish that, get ready for the next one. Are we producing... No, we're not producing eco damage, lovely. Not great, not great. Human Genome Project, definitely worth working on next. And then probably Merchant Exchange, Virtual World, Planetary Transit System. Okay, so, if we can get this in time, supply crawlers are useful for obviously to allow us to complete secret projects, because it allows us to concentrate the production of our entire empire into our capital, essentially. You don't need to use it like that, there's other uses, but it's a damn good use.
Energy resources.
Oh, a Unity rover. Excellent.
Nutrient resources.
What was there?
Mod recovered.
Oh, lovely. They're just like
Terraform
tiny kings
complete.
of product of. I can't think of what I was saying. Tiny kings of exploration. Okay, I think we're on the verge of going falling asleep now. I think it may be time for us to head back. It's certainly time for us to just send a bunch of formers there and clear, I think. Sick of that. I'm waiting for that.
Improvement already exists.
Dark balls. That's not going to go well, is it? Right, let's just get a scout patrol out. Yes, retool the scout patrol. I know it's going to be expensive, but we need it. As for the rest of these, move them into position. It's time for us to keep going. Now the reason we're doing all of that is we can use supply crawlers to move individual resources away from... Yeah, I don't even need that anymore. Oh, we can cut that forest down. Yes, please do.
I shall not confront planet as an enemy, but shall accept its mysteries as gifts to be cherished. Nor shall I crudely seek to peel the layers away like the skin from an onion. Instead, I shall gather them together as the tree gathers the breeze. The wind shall blow and I shall bend. The sky shall open and I shall drink my fill. Gaian Acolyte's Prayer.
Very useful. Even though we can now build the other improvements which we otherwise would be working on, gained a lot. It will for the rest of the game increase our speed up, makes it 100% worthwhile. Now then. It would appear that we've very nearly crashed. There we go. Our engineers create the first secret project, the weather paradigm. What was it? Our first base facility took a while. We did discover the first research breakthrough, and fairly late. So yeah, so they're redirecting their efforts towards the command nexus. Fair enough.
Production complete.
The others, I think we screwed them around a bit. So the guys working on those, yeah, they've all shifted towards the virtual world now, which is useful, but for us, I think the free talent might be even more so. Die! Okay, that worked out quite nicely for us. Okay, it's been a bit exhausting. That's got a lot of things to produce. I think it's time we take a break. It's 2194. We've played through 14 years. That's probably taken us about an hour. And we shall return next time to further scour the surface of planet. Continue to just we've basically just hunkered down and kept building, and I think that's probably going to continue for a little bit. But sooner or later, we're going to meet the believers, and when that happens, if we're not prepared, to put it lightly, we're fucked. Farewell for now.